Hey folks, I hope you're good. I hope you're good today. It has been requested that I do a mini album. If I do a mini album, to do it from like start to finish, like the process of what I do when I do certain mini albums or whatever. I don't exactly know what y'all are asking because I don't know how this is going to go. I never know how they're going to go, and I never know how long they're going to take and all of that stuff. I may pause here and there. Not sure that I'll do that. People usually don't like that. They comment on the fact that I don't do that, but we will see how it goes. If it gets to be ridiculous, then we may do that. I am going to do a folder pocket album. I don't know. I just make things up as I go as far as names go. We are going to use some chipboard. This is pretty thin chipboard, but I really like it because it's easy to work with. I like it. We're going to use this paper pad. We're still trying to go through this paper pad. We're going to use that. We're going to use some just cardstock. May need some more cardstock. I'm not sure. I don't know that I have everything here. I never have everything here when I start. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and get started and try to pick out some papers. I'm just going to tear these out, all of them. I don't know what all we'll use. It is going to be a 6-page album, but we will need papers for the pockets and such. So we're just going to tear all these out and see what we've got. Okay. I don't even know how many pages this is, but we'll pick out pages for the pockets and pages, for the folder pocket things. I don't know. And we'll start there. All right. So we also have to think about our covers as well. So I'm going to pick out one that I kind of think maybe would work for the cover, and this is just my process. This is what I go through. This is how we do. All right. I'm thinking maybe this one right here could be good for a cover. Front and back, not going to match because my covers are going to be 6.5 square. So I'm not going to be able to get 2 out of this since this is a 12 by 12. However, that'll be fine. Everything's fine. We can do something different for the back of the album. So there's that. I thought I may have extra pieces, but I'm not sure where they are at the moment, so we'll just go with this. So now we're going to talk about we need 6 pages for our pockets, for our folder pocket things. I think I'll stick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 6 for that. I don't know that that's exactly what I'm going to want. Maybe I will make this the cover and bring this back to be one of the pockets. We can make this the cover. Alright, so we'll make that the cover. We're going to set these other 4 aside until we figure out what we want. Alright. Now, we're going to take these pages and keep them at 12 by 12. We're going to put them in our scoreboard. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to score these at, what do I want to score these at? 2, maybe? First, I'm going to score them down the middle. So, pick out whichever side you want, and we're going to score it at 6 down the middle. Alright? 6 is going to be here, and that's what the initial what it's going to measure when we're done. So 3, 10, let's go ahead and do 4. Do we want to do 4? 3.5. Let's do 3.5. All right. 3.5. And then when that is folded up, that's going to give us 8.25, and we are going to trim it to 6. Let's score it at 2.5 instead of 3.5. Yeah, 2.5 instead of 3.5. All right. All right, so that's how that's going to go. So let's fold this up just to see. We're going to test it out on this one. We're going to test it on this one, get our game plan together, and then use it and go for all the others. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be 6 this way, and then we need to cut it down to 6. All right. Let's do, I don't want to do that though. I really want it to be a 6.5 by 6.5. A 6 by 6. Let's do 6.5. Make it 6.5. Seven. Let's do 7. So it'll be 7 by 6. All right, let's do 7. So these will be our pages. All right. We'll hang on to this because we can use this. We can use that. All right. So 2.5. 2.5. And then down the middle at 6. 2.5 down the middle at 6. Let's do that with all of these. 6. Rotate. 2.5. 6. Rotate. 2.5. That works. 6. Rotate. 2.5. One more. 6. Rotate. 2.5. We can put our scoreboard away for a moment. All right. So we're going to take and fold these up. Alright, I'm going to do that first, and then we'll cut them. So like I said, no plan, really. So you will see how I go through it. You may see. You may never see this video at all. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. Now we're going to bring our cutter in. And who remembers, class, what we cut this at? 7. All right, so we're going to put this in. I'm going to do it like this. We're going to cut it at 7. We're going to hang on to that because we'll need it. We will use it, I'm sure. 7. Kind of weird. I kind of do it backwards. A lot of people do their covers and all that first. I guess I do both, but I thought I would do the pages first. All right. And you know, that's going to be great for covering these. Okay. So let's take each one of these and fold them. Fold them, fold them. You're going to have your pockets. This is going to be open for your binding. All right. Now, I'm going to keep that open. We've got to glue the bottom part. You can use wet glue or a sticky tape, whichever you prefer works. I'm not going to go all the way so that we can slide that binding in there. And you don't have to do this until you do the binding if you don't want to, but you're going to leave this part's going to be open for the binding. You also need to glue down these flaps as well. Oops, oopsie. All right, so that is one. Then we can decide in a minute about what we're going to put on the white space. If you use double-sided paper, you don't have to worry about that. You'll have, your pattern will be there. Okay. Just make sure you get a good crease. All right. And try for it not to be crooked. Sometimes it's inevitable that it's going to be crooked, but try not to make it crooked if at all possible. Alright. Put you some glue, glue the little pockets. Sometimes it is inevitable that it will be crooked because, you know, a lot of times the paper is not totally straight. And that's okay. It's handmade. It's part of the charm. We will know soon enough. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. All right. This is where I could probably pause and do the rest of these. So I'll do 3, I'll pause, do the other 3, and come back. How does that sound? Pretty good, as if y'all can answer me. And don't glue that way, glue at the bottom. I almost messed up. My mind was somewhere else for a moment. so that is 3, and I will be right back with them all done. I'll be right back. Right back. Well, if it'll pause. Alright, we are back. We have the 6 pages. They look like this. Alright, now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let these kind of dry a little bit. Let that glue kind of set. We do need to do this, but we can do it once it's on in the binding. For the binding, we're going to do 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2. All right. Then we need to measure our pages. Should be 7, but let's see. Should be 7. We're going to go just a smidge over 7. Just a smidge. Maybe like an 1/8. Maybe 7 1/16, maybe. Just a smidge over. Alright. So we have our 3 pieces. We're going to bring our scoreboard back in. We're going to score each one at a 1/2 inch. We're going to rotate, score at a 1/2 inch, and do that for all 3 of them. 1/2 inch, rotate, 1/2 inch, the last one, 1/2 inch. You can do these with any number of pages. Just go if you want a 1/2 inch, just go a 1/2 inch more each time. You can also do them with 1/4 inch as well, if you want. I just did a 1/2 inch because I thought it would be easier for y'all to remember. I really like the 1/4 inch gussets, but we can do 1/2 inch. It's all good. All good. Alright, there's that one. Make sure these get a good, you can even go back. I usually go like back and forth with them because these are going to be where your pages are at. So manipulate that paper as much as possible. Right. This is where I would also miter the corners. Just a little bit. It'll help the pages go in there better, I think. Anyway, you don't have to miter if you don't want to. I do recommend it though. Don't have to be perfect, you're not going to see it. Alright, let's try to throw our scraps away as we go. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to put double-sided tape on it. can go ahead and add it to the back of the biggest one too, because that's where you're going to connect it to your cover, spine, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and add it. I won't take it until later, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. Alright, take this, make sure you burnish it, tape it down. Tape backing off. Bring this over here. Try to center it the best you can in there. Stick it down. Stick it down. Take this one, do the same thing. Stick it in the center the best you can get it. Stick it down. Okay, this is where you're going to manipulate your paper. Alright, make it do what you want it to do. You own the paper. Okay, so then we have our 6 things. Okay, there's a 1/2 inch in the middle, and probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch in between. Something like that. And this is going to go right like, oh, nope, not like that. Hello, go in there. Hello. This is going to go in like that. And that's going to be your page. Alright. So, what we need to do is work on the cover, because I'm not going to put that in until I'm done. Okay, our binding measures 1.5. I will do a little over 1.5 just to give me a little play. That's not what I made. 1.5. This is what I cut my chipboard with this. So, just so you know, you're going to hear a crunchy. I'm going to go a little over 1.5. Alright, just a little over 1.5. Sorry if that is too loud. I apologize. 1.5. That is going to work. Alright, then I'm going to go, this was 7 1/8, I think, so I'm going to go a little, let's see, let's put this on here, like that, and just see where that's going to go. Let's go 7, let's go right there. Alright, so that works. It's a little over 7 1/8. Alright. So then we're going to take our covers, and they are going to be 6.5. Six and a half. No, we're not going to make them that big. We're going to make them 6 and almost 6.5, but not 6.5. So measure your pages yourself so that you know exactly what you want them to be, because they will all be different depending on how much hangover you're going to want. So I'm not going to have very much hangover. I hope that that works. If it doesn't, we'll cut again. If it doesn't, we will cut again. Alright, so let's put these up here. This is going to go like this. And this is going to go like this. I almost turned it the wrong way. Alright, now I do not have a piece of paper that is that long. So I'm going to take two 8.5 by 11s. Okay, two 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock. I'm going to tape them together. Right. So if your paper is not long enough, then tape two pieces together. I'm going to take the sticky off of this. And I'm going to put this on as straight as humanly possible. Alright, so that's how that's going to go. And we're going to take our spine piece, we're going to put dead center of that crease. We're going to give us about a 1/8 to 1/4 inch. And we're going to plop it down. We're going to start with this piece. For chipboard, I always use double-sided tape. I feel that it holds better. So that's why I use it. You can use whatever works for you. A lot of people use that Fabri-Tac, and you can certainly use that if you like. Totally your preference. I would recommend not using ATG because it just is not strong enough, in my opinion. Alright, we're going to take this and we're going to try to make it straight. No guarantees in my world. Oh goodness. No guarantees in my world. Alright. Now we're going to take this and do the same thing. If there's anything, now's a good time since I'm just taping. If there's anything that y'all would like to see on the channel, please don't hesitate to pop it in the comments, because I would like to show things that y'all would like to see. If there's things I can do, I certainly will do them. If I can't, then I just won't, but come on. Shimmy. I'll do this side, I'll pause, I'll do the other side. But I want to show you how I stick it down. Make sure that you have it on the right side. Because if you do not, then it's going to be the wrong size. Alright, I'm going to pause, do this one. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off a little excess. We have excess down here, so we're going to cut some of it off. I'm just going to put it in the trimmer. Cut some of it off. Rotate it around. Cut some of it off. You like how I measured? Didn't measure one bit. Story of my life. Okay, then I'm going to take and I'm going to miter the corners and hope that it all works out according to plan. Sometimes it do, sometimes it do not. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to manipulate the paper. Be easy with this because this chipboard is a thin chipboard, so it's not gonna do exactly like a heavyweight. It will bend a little, so just know that it will do that. You can take your bone folder and let it help you. Let it help you. Sometimes we need all the help we can get. So we're going to close that up. We're going to put a strip here, all the way across. All the way across, all the way across. We're going to put a strip here. Well, I can go ahead and put it up here. We're going to put a strip here. All the way. Put a strip here. We're going to rotate around. Put a strip up here. Rotate around. Ooh, we're going to run out of tape. Did we run out? Yeah. Yeah, indeedly do. Indeedly do, Bob, we did. Okay. Well, this is not as thick as that one, but here we go. I'll have to look for my other, because I'll probably run out of this one too. But hey folks, we're using our supplies, right? And that's what we're supposed to be doing, using our stash. Use that stuff. Don't let it sit. Use it up. Stop hoarding all the pretty stuff. Alright, then I'm going to take my bone folder and just burn this on down. Burn this on down. Alright. Now, we are going to see corners in one of them. Two of them. That is totally fine. We're going to start, let's take this. For some reason, this paper is not wanting to fold up, so let's just take our bone folder and make it mine. Alright, let's pull this off. Pull this one off. Maybe today, sometime. Pull that one off. Bring this one up in case it meets. Then we're going to take and stick that down. Stick that down like that. Okay. Rotate it over to the other side. We're going to go ahead and take that off, take this one off, take this long one off. Be careful, try not to get wrinkles in it, if at all possible. I'm going to take this one off, fold them up. See, you're going to see some corners, that's okay. Not ideal, but okay. That one worked out good. I just mitered that one too short. But that's okay, we're going to cover it. Alright, so then you have your cover. We can decorate it, whatever we want to do. Now for the inside, I want to go ahead and cover, let's see, is that big and long enough? Let's see. Is that going to be wide enough? Probably not. How about you? Are you wide enough? Yeah, you're better. You is better. But let's see. Where's our hinges? Let's see if they cover it. No. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut it. And we could always do one of, well, no, we need those. We need those. Alright. So let's do, what was that, 1.5? What is this? Yep, that's going to work. So let's cut it. Maybe the height, I hope that's the height. Yep, pretty close, pretty close. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and put some sticky tape here. We're just covering so we don't see that ugly chipboard. That's what we're going with now, is so we do not see the ugly chipboard. On smaller albums, you can take just like your 12 by 12 and cover the whole thing, and it would work. But since this one is too long, we can't do that. Here, maybe 2. Now the problem with this is going to be figuring out the center once we get it on there to put our hinges, but it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We just have to look at it and be careful and pay attention. Don't be so hasty. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to get it started. Alright, I'm going to take these. I'm going to go ahead and just probably take all of these off. Take that whole thing off. I'm going to take this, lay that down, try to get that kind of in the center, pull these off, then bring it on down and crooked as all get out. That's alright. Now we got to take this and manipulate that fold again. Like that. Okay. Go bone folder, make it prettier. Alright, so we have that. It's not exactly the straightest in the world, but what do we expect, right? Make sure that you are sticking that down very good. All right. So we have that high backster. We have that. Now, it will lay down. It's just, it needs to be manipulated a little more. Okay. So we have this. Now we need to, we can either go ahead and do that or put our hinges on. And I'm going to go ahead and do the hinges. And then we'll cover that. Maybe. We may cover that now, or we may wait. No, let's not put the hinges on yet. I almost made them boo-boo. Well, it's not a boo-boo, but it's much easier if you put your tape on the hinges now, as opposed to once you get them in the album. Just trust me on this one. Just trust me. And you want it on both sides because it's going to slide in. Hindsight being 20/20, wait to glue your bottom until you have the hinges in. Okay? Because it'll be easier to get them in. You'll see. I'll be fighting in a minute. I'll be on the struggle bus in just a second. You'll see. It used to freak me out when I would run out of, like, use a roll of tape. Because I didn't want to use all my stuff up. It would freak me out. Anybody else like that? Anybody else get freaked out when you use your stuff? And here I am going through all of my little extras. Oh, look. And this is thinner than the other. Okay, let's see. Okay, I found this one. Let's see how much overkill this is. Yep, that's not going to work either. Alright, we're just going to have to go with this one. Which is fine. It'll be enough for it to stick. Alright, one more. I guess I could have paused to do this, but yeah, whoops. Sorry. So sorry. Y'all can fast forward. Okay. Here we go. Now, we're going to take this backing off and hope to goodness that we get something straight for once. And that my head doesn't get in the way. I hope my head hasn't gotten in the way yet. Huh? Uh-oh. Whoopsie daisy. I overlapped that too much. There we go. No problem. Okay, we're going to take this. I'm going to turn it sideways so I can try to get it in the center and see. How did we do, peeps? Not very good. No, we did alright. It's okay. Everything's fine. So now what we need to do is we just need to take and just do that. Do that. Somebody has messaged me. Okay. I have to make sure it's not an important call. so I have to check it. I'm so sorry. All right, so there we have that. Now for our pages. First, before I do that, let me, since up here is going to be a pocket too, let me go ahead and pop the showing its pocket. Wait, am I measuring? I don't measure. If you hadn't noticed, I don't measure. I just go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Where numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we not do 6 of these? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. It's hiding. It's hiding. Now, we can probably go ahead and figure out covering these. We can use the same paper if we like, which I think so. I think I'll leave a little white border. I think that's what we shall do. What is this? This is 2.5 by, that should be 6. So we're going to do 2 1/4. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. We're going to cut this down this middle at 6. And then we're going to cut it at 5 3/4. 5 3/4. 5 3/4. Let's test that theory. Let's do it this way. Yep, works for me. Again, make sure that you measure your own so that you will know what to do. Alright, so we're going to pop that on like that. I'm going to rotate that around. We're going to do it again. And I'm going to pop this on right there. So then you have that, okay? I'm going to do the other 5 and then I'll be right back. Maybe. Alright, I'm back. I could have cleaned all this off while I was on the thing, but alas, I did not, so let me throw this away real quick like. Okay, let's see. Oof. Now what we need to do is we need to put these in order of how we want them to go. Where do we want the first one to be? What do we want the second one? And vice versa. All that, yada yada. You got it. You got it. I think I want this one to be the first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scream because I glued that already. So be prepared for that to happen. I'm going to take the backing off of this one. We're going to take this and we're going to slide it in. Try not to let it touch until we get it down there. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? It worked. There's one. Next. Let's see, this one, then we can do in this one, and maybe this one, this one, this one, this one, okay. So we just move right along. Until we get all of our pages on. Again, I do recommend you waiting until you have your pages on to glue. Otherwise, you're going to run into this problem. And then it's not going to be fun. Get away. Get away, get away, get away, get away. But we will survive it. Us crafters always survive it, right? We were born for this. We were born for the challenges. We were born for the challenges. Okay. Then we're going to start on the back. And we're going to take it. And we're going to slide it in there. Slide it in there. And hope for the best. So far, not too bad. I just hope I remembered to leave a little extra room at the end of all of them. Ooh, we got one more to go. We're almost there. Almost there. Oops. We've almost got them all in, folks. We've almost done it. Almost done it. Alright. So, this is what we have. Very, very surprised that we've made it this far. Okay. Let's cover these. Let's cover these puppies, then we'll worry about tags and such and such. What was this? A little over, we can do 7 1/4, I think, by almost 6 1/4. Let's see, I wish that we could do both the same, but it's not going to work out, is it? Let's see, let's put this at 6. Let's just see. Let's just have faith and hope. Ooh, and it's going to work, people. 6 by 7, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. 6 by 7. Look at us. Look at us. All right. We need this tape because it's going on chipboard. Doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to cover the entire page because it's just, you know, paper. But I would like some. All this tape back and all. If y'all have made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. I think we are almost at an hour. Almost at an hour. Y'all have hung in. I am appreciative and shocked. Let's do the back cover. Get rid of some of the scrappy stuff. Again, probably could have paused. Sorry about that. Hello. Do we remember what these were? This was 6x7, I think. I think that'll be a good for the cover. That way I can probably use one piece of paper for the back and the front. Wouldn't that be nice? Of course, you're going to see that up there. That's quite aggravating, but it is what it is. Quite aggravating. Like I said, it is what it is. Let's see. No, let's do a 6x7. Let's throw things at me first. We'll go ahead. 6x7. Six. 7. Hang on to that. We're going to use that for a tag or something. 7. Yep, looks good to me. You can embellish this any way you want. I'm not going to embellish. I usually don't embellish a lot of the covers. You can, certainly, if you would like. So we are going to line that up. Line that up and stick that down. And we got it a little crooked, but that's okay. It's all good. I'll probably pull that up and redo it. So, don't mind me. Let's see if we can get this one right. That's better. Act like you've been paper crafting for a little longer than 2 minutes. Let's see. I need to go back down over here. Over there. Over there. Okay. Let's do this the right way. See? There you go. Don't be in a hurry. Get it right the first time. Then you won't have to rip it up like I have to. Alright, so there's that. So we have all that. Okay. Now, what we can do is we can cut this off. This is where you just do your own measurements and decide for yourself what you want to do with your album, okay? I will tell you measurements for the folders and such, but what was this? 2.5. but I'm going to put a pocket right here. So I'm just going to glue on 3 sides. Since it's a pocket, we are going to just glue on the 3 sides. I'm going to, should have done this before you glue. Do this before you glue, people. Okay? Do as I say, not as I do, because if you do as I do, you're going to mess up. Okay, so there is going to be a pocket there. We'll do another one in the back. We will punch it out first. Glue on 3 sides. Stick it down. I want this thing share, but I will not. Okay, so there is that part. Now, if you're wanting to do for your pockets, let's see, this is probably, let's do 5 1/4 by, let's do 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. You want to? Let's see what that does. Okay. What I will do is I will take this 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Let's see. That fits grandly in there. And then we will mat this 5 by 5. There's 1. Five. That'll be 2. Let's see. Does that fit in here? That will fit in that one. So 5 by 5. 5 by 5. And then 5 by 5. So then we'll need 4 3/4. 4 3/4. 4 3/4. We can go there. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we could, that'll be these two. 5 1/4 for those. 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. You'll need 6 of those. And then for this one, we are going to do, we're going to do 5 by 5 for this one. 5 by 5 for that one. And then we can either mat that with these. Alright, so we'll need 6 of those and 6 of these. So you'll need 6 that are 5 1/4. If you do it this way, you will need 6 that are 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then 6 mats that are 5 by 5. Then you'll need 6 that are 5 by 5 of cardstock, and then you will need 6 that are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So we will need, and then that will get all of the tags for this. And this one I did a 5 by 5 and a 4 3/4, and we will put these together like this, and then they will slide in the front and back pocket. I'm going to cut all this and I'll be right back. Okay, I have cut all of them and matted all of them and all of that jazz. Now we need to figure out where we're going to put them. We know that this is going to go in here. And let's see. I think maybe this one will go down here. This one can go in here. We'll have them match, I guess. For now, anyway. You can double, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some extra pieces that I had left over from cutting. You can double these and have 2 on each side if you want, but like I said, I'm just going to take my extra pieces and put them there. We will do yellow. I need to separate these because some of them are bigger than the others. Are these the smaller ones? These are the smaller ones. These are the bigger ones. Okay, now we can get it together. So we're going to put this one in here and this one down here. Flip. I have another scrap I'll put in there. Let's see. This one here. I may not like that. I may have to flip that around. I'm not sure that I really, yeah, I don't like that. So let's flip that. Swap those out. Because I don't like the way they looked with the other one. Alright, so we will, is this the big one? This is the one that goes down here, this is the one that goes up here, and then you're just going to repeat. Let's see, I think I have another scrap can go there. And then we're back to this one. You can use 6 different pieces of paper if you want. I chose not to. I chose to just use what I had going on. So that's what I decided to do. But you can certainly do however you want to do with yours. Then the last one here. Last one here. And then we will flip it. I'll have another one here. And this one will go in here. Alright. So there that is. Okay. So that is the completed album. You can decorate it however you want. Let's do a quick measurement on it. It is 6. It is a little over 6, like 6 and I don't know, 2/8, 6 and 2/8, 6 1/4, 6 1/4 maybe by 7 1/4. Just remember when you're just do a little bit more than what your hinge is. Whatever your hinge system is, just do a little bit more so you have a little, you know, play with it. Then we have the pockets, which are a 6 by 7. The tags, which are a 5 by 5 and a 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 5, and then a 5 by 5 for those. This was a 5 by 5 with a 4 3/4, and then these were just little extra pieces that I had left over from cutting the other tag pieces. You can add ribbon and stuff to this if you want. Punch a hole, add some ribbon. You can double up on the tags if you want. Totally up to you. But that is that album complete. I hope that it made sense. Remember that the hinge system, you just do, I do a 1/2 inch. So it was a 1.5, 2, 2.5, and then scored at 1/2 inch on each side, and then put together, it'll give you for 6 pages. Measure your covers so that you know how to wrap. You can put a piece here. I do not have a piece that fits, I don't think. Hold on. No, I do not. Do I? Wait a minute. I do. This was an extra strip that I had. And I do. And I may use this one because I can keep. Do I want to, or do I want to use this one? Maybe I want to use this one. Let's use this one and cut it to, let's see, this is 1 3/4. So 1.5 should do it. 1.5 by 7. 1.5 by 7. And that should fit. And it does. Yippee-yay-yo. I was just going to rock this fine like it was and not worry about it. But since I have a piece that will work, let's plop it on there. Alright. So there you go. Keep your scraps, folks, because they can come in handy. You can add, you have a little room where you can make it thicker. That's why we have that gusset in there. So it can grow. You can make it as much as you want. Grow, grow, grow. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will try to get to them as soon as possible. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this album. I'm sorry that it is a long video, but it was requested that I try to do one start to finish. I know that I stopped some, but it was just repetitive stuff. So yeah, but yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are. Remember, be kind to one another, make someone smile, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.